Growing up in the 70s, there was no one cooler on television than Dick Van Patten. And the second coolest was the Fonz. Let's look at some old Happy Days and the Fonz merchandise. Today, guys, we're going back to the Happy Days. Back when people from the 70s dressed like they were in the late 50s. And they were all through almost in their 30s in high school. Yep, we're going to take a look at the television show merchandise of Happy Days. There was a lot of it. Now, you know this show. It starred Opie Cunningham, Chachi, Mrs. C, Ralph Mouth, Potsy. But, of course, the breakout character was Arthur. Or some of you may call him Fonzie. Or, if you're really cool, you just called him the Fonz. Well, he was the breakout character, and when it came to merchandise, they usually threw his face on there, you know, front and center. But there was some other times they didn't, of course, before he really broke out. And there was also a Fonz cartoon. Fonz got his own cartoon. Let's look at the merchandise from Happy Days. And here it is. You could dress up and beg for candy as a child with your Fonz costume. Right there from Ben Cooper. Looks like it's in a bag. It's supposed to be in a cake box. What's up, Ben Cooper? You're getting kind of slack on us there. What about this? First you're like, what is that? A record album? What is that? No, it's a record player. You can listen to your Bee Gees albums on your Happy Days record player. As you can see right there, the Fonz front and center. I know the show is supposed to star Richie Cunningham, but there he is right there, the Fonz. And how about this right here? A Fonz watch. The Fonz. You can't just call him Fonz. The Fonz. There he is right there. What time is it? Time to be cool. How about a Fonz mug? Yeah, the Fonz even put his face on it. Well, he didn't put his face on a mug. Some company that makes mugs put the face on it. But there it is right there. The Fonz. He was almost 30 years old. Check this out. A Happy Days guitar. They got to put the Fonz name on it, though. I don't think I ever saw Fonz play a guitar. He was too cool. He didn't have to play music. Music was wherever he went. He just hit a jukebox and had music. He didn't need to play it. He just created it. And then we've got 4 book covers of the Fonz. Hey! Go to school with your books covered with the Fonz. And check this out right here. A wannabe Fonz. You could buy the Fonz jacket. That's $95. I mean, this was like late 70s here. That's like $300 probably today. Look at that guy. He ain't no Fonz. Move on. And then we've got Happy Days. What is this? Oh, Happy Days playset. It's made out of dang cardboard. How can it be a playset? Don't take it to the tub with you. You're going to be ruined. And then we have a puppet. Ron Howard puppet. Never knew they made a Ron Howard puppet, did you? And you want it. And now this was like a cross between Opie Taylor and the Cunningham kid he played. It looks like, you know, in between that age. It looks like too young to be from Happy Days, but too old to be from the Andy Griffin Show. It's very strange. Maybe it's not even him, but when I found it on Google, it said it was Ron Howard in Happy Days. Whatever it is one ugly. I would love to have it. I ain't gonna lie. I'd love to have it. Be a great character for the channel. If you got one, you don't got nothing to do with it, send it over. We'll put it in the channel. And then we've got a Fonz bean bag with no beans in it. Who the hell wants a bean bag chair with no beans in it? That's like having the beans without the franks. Then we've got a pinball machine. These little home pinball machines was never as fun as you thought they were when you got them. I mean, this is one of these kind of stands up. Might be a little bit more fun, but those little plastic ones, they just couldn't capture pinball at home. And then you try to capture pinball in video game format, it's not the same. Pinball had to play at an arcade. And check this out, Happy Days board game. Oh, maybe getting to jump a shark. That'd be cool right there on some skis. Happy Days board game. Check this out right here, a pillow. You want to cuddle up and sleep on the Fonz? Well, now you could with this Fonz pillow. Hey! Give me this. Okay, how about another Halloween costume? Hey, I'm the Fonz. I don't like when you have to put the name on the costume. So we're moving on here to this right here. A bracelet. kind of girl would wear a Happy Days bracelet? I even see that the cook guy from the Arnold Shack in there. Who would want him on a bracelet? And then we got the Fonz jacket with his picture on it, necklace. Well, that's just strange, weird. And then we've got, you're like, what the hell is that? A jukebox? Well, believe it or not, it's an AM radio. I know, cool, right? AM. Even by the late 70s, we were through with AM, right? AM radio. What a disappointment. And then we have the Fonz glasses. Now, these were sold at Pizza Hut, and they did the other ones. They did Richie and Chachi and some other ones right there also. But there's the Fonz. Hey! And here's another one of those pinball machines. Just a little close. Might be the same one. Not really sure, so we'll move on right here. I bought a Fonz patch. Patches were big in the 70s. People like to sew patches on their jacket, patches on their blue jeans, and you like patches. He's a friend of the family. Right there, the Fonz. And how about this? That is... Look at this ugly thing. It looks like a cross between the Fonz, John Travolta, and maybe Sylvester Stallone. It's just weird looking. It's like the guy didn't know, like, oh, it's like they made them all three and just combined them all together. It's very weird. And then we have a beach towel. You going to the beach? Well, let the Fonz warm you up with a Fonz beach towel. As you can see, it says, hey, the Fonz. Here's a big old puzzle of the Fonz. That's right. Hey, the Fonz has got his own puzzle. That wasn't a very good A. And how about this? What is a wallet? A Fonz wallet. You'd like to be on a date and the guy pulls out a Fonz wallet? Yeah. You're like, take me home. Fonz wallet. And then we have Fonz paper doll. I don't know why paper dolls were big in the 70s. They're so boring. They even did a Welcome Back Carter paper doll of the teacher. Cotter even had a doll. I can understand a sweat hog maybe. And then we got Presto Magic, and this one's based on the cartoon, the Fonz. Yeah, Fonz had his own cartoon and his own Presto Magic. Remember that? If you don't remember Presto Magic, man, you missed a good time. You take this, lay it on a piece of paper, you rub a pencil all over it, and it's kind of like color forms, but you couldn't peel it and reuse it, so once you used it, it was over with. But it was really cool. It was magic. It was Presto Magic. And then we have Happy Days Viewmaster. Look at that Viewmaster reel. Ain't nothing red on it. That's this weird looking Viewmaster. What's it say? No parking. That sounds like a good one. 21 slides right there. And check out this. The Fonz color forms. We were just talking about color forms. And here they are. So you can see Fonz took the center. Richie Cunningham's probably all upset. He's like, hey, this is going to be, I was the star vehicle, man. What happened? And the Fonz took over the show. It's kind of like the A-Team. George Papar was hired because he was a big star. And then Mr. T took over the whole show. Everybody loved Mr. T. George Papar got all mad. He was all mean to Mr. T. It wasn't Mr. T's fault. And we got Flip-A-Knot. I don't know either. I don't know. I think they just stuck the Fonz face on it to try to get somebody to buy this crap. Unless I'm not an expert of the show. Maybe you remember when Fonz used a Flip-A-Knot. I don't even know what a Flip-A-Knot is. And then we have sleeping bag. Did you ever want to get inside the Fonz and go to sleep? Now you could with the Fonz sleeping bag. And check this out right here. Plastic glasses, or cups, I guess I should say, of the Fonz. Yeah, the Fonz. Hello there. And we got the very first book about the Fonz. Right there, the Fonz. His first book. Don't you want to read about the Fonz? I know you do. Whole history of the Fonz right there. The Henry Winkler story. And this is early in the 70s because it'd be a long story. I mean, it only had nothing about the water boy in it. Or Night Shift. And here's another one. The truth about the Fonz. You want to know the truth about the Fonz, not what you see on TV? You want to know what he really did? Like when he, behind the scenes maybe? Well, this is the true story about Fonz, not the actor that played him. Oh, might get some dirty secrets about the Fonz. And then we have a Fonz belt buckle. Some adult was walking around the 70s with a damn Arthur Fonzarelli belt buckle. How about a Happy Days lunchbox? Look at the Fonz. Getting some, I was going to say a bad word, getting some tail, I'll just say that. And then we have, knee-high orange soda cans with Happy Days. You could collect them all. I mean, I see Ralph Mouth, I see Potsy. I don't see that damn fucking Chachi. Ugh. Hey, Chachi came on later in the series where they tried to, Fonz was fading out. He wasn't as cool. He was getting old and he was becoming a teacher. So they brought Chachi in to try to hip him up, make him cool. Some of the girls liked him. He was never as big as the Fonz, let's be honest. Hey, I even see the dad on there. The dad, not Fonz's dad. Fonz didn't have a dad. His parents left him. I don't think he had a mom either. Maybe they came back on one of the special episodes. I'm not really sure. And then we have a Fonz motorcycle. That looks badass. Tell me you wouldn't like to have that as a kid. Riding around in your neighborhood, you're like the Fonz, you'd be putting your thumbs up saying, hey. Check this out here. A Fonz toy for your Mego Fonz figure. Yeah, they did a Happy Days Mego figure. You could put your Fonz right here. It's got training wheels on it. Hey, Fonz don't have no training wheels. Fonz cooler than that. And then we have the Fonz Garage. Hey, you got to repair that motorcycle, right? Well, you can now with this cheap plastic playset. It's not all that cool because the figures were too tall back then. It's just not as fun playsets with tall figures. Now, be honest. And we have Happy Days Viewmaster again. Why am I looking at another Viewmaster? Because look how awful this packaging looks for this thing. It don't even look like Mrs. C. Is that Mrs. C? I don't think so at all. And then we have a Happy Day, well, the Fonz, from the Fonz cartoon. Fonz Viewer, you look through and you see clips from the cartoon. That's right, you might even see Ralph Mouth looking back at you. And then we have Jalopy. The Happy Days Jalopy. Oh, Fonzie's Jalopy. Remember the Jalopy from the show? I think it showed in the opening credits by the only time I remember seeing it. And then we have, look at this. This has to be a prototype, right? It's the Mego doll advertisement for $7.88. Which seems a little high for back in the 70s, let's be honest. But here's TV's Fonz. Look at that big old head. Whew. That is one ugly Fonz. But there we go, some Fonz and Happy Day merchandise from the 70s. Maybe the early 80s, I'm not really sure. I didn't look at the date on all these. But for the most part, Happy Days, when it was really popular, was the 70s. Now I'm just rambling, so let me go on. Let me know, did you love the Fonz as a kid back in the 70s? Or maybe watching reruns in the 80s you loved the Fonz? Looking back, I don't think he's as cool as we thought he was, but who knows? Hey! They try to make Nick from Family Ties. They try to make him the next Fonz. That didn't work either. Remember Scott Valentine? That I think he had the same catchphrase. It just didn't work out. He was like a Kmart version of the Fonz.
Hey, Junkman channel popping though.
Thank you, sir, for that unsolicited testimony.